Greetings, fellow noobs, and welcome back. I guess you probably didn't go anywhere, but I did. I was away. Not away. I just was away from StarCraft. I thought maybe the game was getting to me a little bit. Maybe I was taking it a little bit too seriously. Maybe I was a little bit too frustrated with my own play. And I needed a break. I needed a break from StarCraft. I needed a break from NuubCast. But I am back, and I'm excited to be back. I've missed the game, although I picked up right where I left off, losing on the ladder. But hey, I don't even care. I love this game so much, and I love doing these casts so much. So we're back, and I hope you've missed me. I've missed you. And let's just jump right into it. We've got Aaron the Ape spawning as the red Terran here on Blistering Sands. His partner Pushaw. His opponent is Marco spawning as the blue Protoss here in the top right corner. Now, you're only going to see Blistering Sands from pre-update replays, so let's enjoy these last few games we'll get to see on Blistering Sands as we may. Some of you are saying, Pa! Let it go. Forget it. Get this map out of our memories. And I can appreciate that. I've lost many a difficult game here on Blistering Sands, but I've also won a few pretty epic games in my estimation. Of course, not epic in the grand scheme, but epic as far as I'm concerned. So I was actually a little bit surprised and a little bit sad to see this map get dropped from the map pool. Also sad to see Shakur's Plateau go. That was very surprising. I thought that was one of, if not the best of the Blizzard maps thus far. Though Metalopolis, also famed to be very balanced, did get to stay. Not sad about that. Though not particularly happy either, I guess. I suppose since Shakuris was a newer map. At least it was there in the beta. It disappeared for a while, but then it was back. I thought that it would stay longer than some of the other older maps. As we see our two players going at, hey, I'm back to old form. It only took me 3.5 minutes to get the production tab up. Woo-ha. Marines coming out for our Terran player. Protoss getting some Zealots out. Dropping those mules. Slow on the macro, however. And that probe is not going to have a good day. He is going to pass, and down he goes. Zealots coming out, where it looks 2 gates, and then Cybercore. That is rare. A rare build for Protoss, for Marco. I'm guessing, because of that, how this build is looking, that this is a lower level replay. I'm not sure exactly where these guys play, what level. Can only guess from the nature of the builds that they are somewhat Bronzian or Silverian. I could be mistaken about that, but I'm just going to guess that is the case. But hey, what would the return of NuubCast be without a NuubCast? Without casting some noobs. So we do have Stalker and third Zealot out. Nobody moving to make any aggression quite yet. Not a problem. In the meantime, let me just remind you that if you have a replay that you would like to see cast here on NuubCast, send it to noobcasters@gmail.com. You know we are looking for those games that, even on the bronze level, you play games that make your hair stand up, that you know are just back and forth tough battles. Those are the games we want to see. We want to see, even if you make mistakes, even if your macro isn't great, even if your micro's in the can, we want to see those games that when you're finished, you know that you just played a game, and you know you just fought for your xenophile life, your alien loving life. In other news, there is no other news. In other news, we are looking at a robotics facility coming up for Marco, and I'm guessing there is going to be a move out shortly as that robo facility finishes up. I did receive while I was on hiatus. I did receive several replays that I'm going to get through very shortly and get into the appropriate categories and filters, etc., etc. And I will be getting those out as soon as possible for your viewing pleasure. Until that time, don't be afraid to keep sending them in. I am, in fact, I did just today can all of the 1.13 replays from back in the day. We've got enough that we're probably never going to get to those older ones from the prior patch, so hopefully that doesn't hurt too many feelings. As we see Marco's observer coming in and taking a peek at the growing biological force, very marine heavy, of Aaron the Ape. I'm guessing he wants to be a gorilla Terran as well, following in the footsteps of the Master Jimro. Getting a cannon up. Looks like he's afraid of Banshees, but let me assure you, my friend, you have nothing to fear because there is nary a starport on the field, and now you know that because you have scouted the whole shebang. eBay going down, looking for some turrets perhaps to guard against some air perhaps that is not coming from the Protoss opponent. Hoping to see somebody move somewhere real soon. There we go. Or we were going to have to cut this guy short. We do have the Terran player moving out. Looks like he is going to be the first to aggress and attempt to push forward against the Protoss player, getting the Immortal out. A couple on the field now. And here comes Aaron the Ape. And the battle ensues. Marines taking the front, Zelts coming out, taking devastating damage, but the Stalkers from a distance taking down this Bio. Immortals going down to not focusing on the tanks. A mistake by Marco, but he does have enough to take out all of those forces. He's although his +1 is not quite finished, probably will be by the time he gets over here to Aaron the Ape's base. That was very impressive. Perhaps should have had Siege Tech finished before he moved out. But now it looks as though Marco has a decided advantage here. 53 food to 36. That's not close. And I'm guessing unless he's able to do something slick here, Aaron the Ape is going to be looking at some difficult times. We look at Marco also has the income advantage, though not by much, and nothing that a few mules won't make up for. However, Marco not going to press that advantage. He is going to move back, perhaps warp in some more units, and there they come. A few zealots. He is floating quite a few minerals, unlike his counterpart, who is spending much better, though he is getting very high on gas. Perhaps some more tanks, maybe some ghosts with some EMP, although there is no Ghost Academy, but down goes the starport for Aaron the Ape. And it looks like Marco getting that expansion up and basically just denying Aaron the Ape his expansion. Another Immortal coming down. Where are these Stalkers going? Looking to break down the destructible rocks here on the other side, but out comes Aaron the Ape. And this split force is going to quickly go down. Marco running away, getting his Stalkers back. Is he going to warp in some more units out here before engaging? We have a scan to take out the Observer. And out moves Aaron the Ape. Going to have to quickly... Is he going to siege? He is not sieging. This is a mistake. Although it looks like he is doing very well, though the siege tanks did not siege fast enough and is going down. Immortal's not going to help against these Marines. Yeah, there you go. Focus down that Marauder. But the Marines are going to take down... Oh, or not. Stalkers on their last legs, and down they go. And these Marines will have the day, though these Zealots are coming out, going to dispatch of these Marines rather quickly. The question is, will the pylon survive? And the answer is yes. More units coming up for both players. Marco getting his +1 armor up. 2 more gates down for Marco. And that's all the upgrades he can do, apart from those shields, before he gets his Twilight Council up. This Nexus has been up for a while, but we've seen no probe transfer, no making of any more probes. Kind of a waste of 400 minerals there, as we see Stim finishing, more Marines, Medvacs coming out now, and getting that infantry armor. But Marco finally breaking down those rocks. Going to have this dual opening out here for his advantage. Is he going to wait for Stim? We shall see. And Stim still not finished. Stim is still not finished. Aaron the Ape should have held back. Perhaps could have taken this engagement had he waited for Stim, but just a little too eager, a little too greedy. Marco was not advancing. So you got to remember that, guys. The point of those timings, you hear people talk about timing attacks all the time, and that's what they're talking about. They're talking about timing your aggression with the finishing of upgrades or other kinds of research. And you always want to be sure that you aren't being premature in your attacks, as we see. If we look at the Army tab, Marco was ahead before, still ahead, only about 15 food or so. Can quickly and easily be made up if these guys are macroing well. Of course, they're not macroing well, and we don't have a whole lot of... Just now got some probes down on the expansion, getting more gas. But now it looks as though Marco is the one who is spending his money a little bit better, getting those gateways up. This Immortal, how long has he been standing there? Now he's moving out. There he goes. Obviously when you're dealing with, as Protoss, when you're dealing with warping in units, this is one of the things that is difficult for me in the game, is the difference between my warp gates and my other production facilities, Stargates and Robos. You always want to rally your Robo and your Stargates to your unit. So right click on a unit in your army so that when those units pop out, they are coming to the battle. Usually that's usually a good idea. Of course, the only way to rally warp gate units is to have a pylon near your army. Now, what is a mistake here by Marcos, he doesn't have anything over here checking out this expansion. He should be in there getting rid of that as he sees it, sending in a Zealot just to check things out. Quickly getting dispatched, but he does see that there is obviously some siege tanks smacking him around. Yeah, at this point I think, yeah, now it is almost 30 food difference between Marco and Aaron the Ape. Aaron the Ape not having his expansion up, not having incredible actually very bad saturation here on the mineral line, and calling down supply instead of using those mules. Not an uncommon mistake for newer players, but it looks like we are getting a planetary fortress coming up. Oh, I missed the engagement. I missed Marco moving in. Look at those 4 Immortals one-shotting a tank, pretty much. And that's ugly. And this is going to be the end for Aaron the Ape. Not the Gorilla Terran that we've come to expect. And even moving in with the dropping in his other units, but not going to be enough. Too much power. And that is going to have to be GG for Aaron the Ape. Just waiting for the call as the last 2 Marines come in. And a scan. Not sure what the point of the scan was. But down goes the command center. And Aaron the Ape, no GG, leaving the game. Bitter, frustrating defeat. And I'm not sure Marco was ever really behind in that match. But he pressed his advantage slowly but surely and took the game. Not uncommon in the lower levels of play, even when you're ahead, to do what they tell you to do at the pro level when you're ahead, to get more ahead. But not because you're looking for a tactical advantage, but often because you're afraid that you're not as far ahead as you think you are or might be. In any case, good win for Marco. And we'll be looking at a lot more of these. Sooner the better. Keep climbing that ladder. See you next time.